pump out, see what we can do. Got the front and fire just forced me off. Sorry! Ah! That only works with me, it's not the rest. That's the fast fatigue car through. Thanks guys, good job. Awesome. Got me okay, got broken steering, this idiot. We're out, Brody took me out, I'll try and get out. Yeah, let him try and catch around here. Oh, I don't know what's happening here. Hey, why am I getting run off the track? Thanks guys, good job.
Grove for the Skypoynt Dirt Oval Series. Joining myself in the broadcast booth, as always, is Tom Pritchard. How are you going, Tom?
Oh, well, Big Bad Junior. I'm not too bad. I'm sitting here in stark darkness right now, but quite a interesting couple of challenges that I've been dealing with this afternoon. Good to be here, though. Williams Grove, it's going to be an exciting race. Obviously, we have only a half a minute of practice to go. So, it should be a good one. We've got a few cars that are familiar to me that look like they're out on track. Looks like the Roffies are all there. How are you, Junior?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. Excited to be here on my Friday evening here for the Dirt series here, Supercars. But also in the broadcast booth, as always, pushing the buttons and doing an amazing job is Peter Gredden. How are you going, Pete?
Yeah, good evening, Ryan and Tom and everyone watching on. And yeah, I'm doing all right. I've got power, so that's a good thing. And hopefully Tom's laptop can see out the race. But it's going to be good. We're here at on Friday night Supercars Dirt action again. So over the moon. Can't wait for it.
Yeah, that's right. We're heading into our qualifying session, but we will skip over to the race information here for tonight. So when that is on, it's on screen at the moment. Williams Grove Speedway. Here we are here for our Sling and Dirt here in the US of A. Round 4 and the commentary, of course, is done by myself, Peter Gredden, and Tom Pritchard. But all the yellows are on tonight. Tom is not in race control. Tom's not in race control, but that's okay. Auto yellows laps do not count. Tom Pritchard. And no laps.
He's a champion.
Just joking a bit. Might need some help, Tom.
Yeah, you're right. No. It sounds like there's some action going on at the Barber household. That's all good. We've got only what do we got here? Okay, so we're up into qualifying by the looks of things. Here we got 2 laps to go. It's on screen at the moment. That looks like good old Adam Malone by the looks of it, or at least one of the Southern Stars cars it is. Obviously this track, one of the things that we're not getting tonight is an actual lap. I can't get out there on track because I'm not in the sim, so I can't give you my expertise on how this track is best driven, or rather the worst possible way to drive that car, because as usual, as everyone may know or may not know, my actual laps that I do each week normally end up in me causing catastrophe across the field and causing a mass pile-up. But these drivers have been fortunate enough not to have me involved today. And looking at qualifying at the moment, Darren McKenzie's just gone to the top, which is great news for him. We got Wayne Sheedy up behind him. Then with the Roffies are starting to now plug in laps. We've got 2 Roffies. 2 Roffies don't make a righty, they say. And of course, Andy Barber now in 5th. Oh, wow, man, if only we knew what it's a Roffie. Mackenzie, by the looks of things, still has P1, followed by one of the Roffie what are they called? Middle finger racing or something.
That's correct. But
And yeah, they're definitely probably giving me the middle finger right now in me just waffling on here. But yeah, by the looks of things, it's a great lap there by Darren McKenzie. He hasn't been able to be taken off the top. How long have we got to go in qualifying, boys?
not too sure, but No Lap of the Gods by Tom Pritchard. His power has gone out. So that's unfortunate for him, but Darren McKenzie has stuck it in pole position. He is sitting third in the championship at the moment. The championship at the moment, 10 cars are on track, and there's been 22 people that we've seen out on track throughout the season. But at the moment, it's a middle split racing and a Southern Stars race for the championship with Andy Barber in the lead at the moment, setting the 6th quickest time in the qualifying session. But we are heading into our heat race at the moment. 10 cars on track. It looks like we'll only have one heat race tonight with the low amount of cars. Darren McKenzie sticks it on pole position. 25.388 is his lap time, and Craig Roffey is right next to him. Wade Sheedy sticks it into third position with Kim Roffey. Tony Roffey and Andy Barber take out the third row, and Aiden Schultz and Jai Schultz, the better and the lesser Schultz. You know who's
It's an all Schultz. It's an all Schultz fourth row by the looks of it there, Junior.
Yeah, that's right. And then we do head over to Shane Roffey and Adam Ariel, but all the cars are parked behind the safety car at the moment in a very interesting angle, but they will be eager to get ready to go. But round 4 here at Williams Grove, what do you expect going into this one? We've seen some pretty interesting action in the previous broadcasts with the heat racing, a bit of door-to-door action, a bit of spins, but of course there are no cautions, so we'll see what happens.
Well, I don't know about that, Junior, because I'm not sure whether that there will be. I would assume there might actually be cautions in this, just because simply the cautions are run by iRacing for this round, because I'm not in the booth being able to manage that myself. So this may have cautions indeed in it. So this will be interesting to see whether that does become something to play into this race. But by the looks of things, Darren's right up there behind the safety car. We got the Roffey on the outside of him. But is that Craig Roffey on the outside from memory? I believe so. The pace car will be pulling off momentarily, and we will be underway for round 4 of the the Skypoynt Third Oval Racing Series.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, that's right. Darren McKenzie is on the inside there, the old championship winner and the reigning champion at the moment. The safety car is on the front straight, eagerly ready to come into the pit lane to kick it off. Let Barney wave the green flag and to start this amazing heat race. 10 cars out on track. We've seen them just in qualifying. You can see them all on track at the moment. Darren McKenzie, very awesome qualifying thing. But the safety car is now in the pit lane, and the cars are getting ready to go. Barney waves the green flag, and we are ready to get racing again. Darren McKenzie gets off really well there. It doesn't look like there's much action at the moment.
What do you mean, Junior? They're about 4 wide at the back there. That's as much action you take. Oh, the Roffies are into each other, and that looks like we've had. Was that Darren or was that what? Southern Stars car. There's no cautions.
Yeah.
So that is going to mean that these guys are going to have to catch back up themselves. 10 laps to go. Oh, there's more action at the front there. That was someone getting into. I think was that Jai Schultz getting into the side there of one of the Roffies. Wowee, this is that there's a bit of biff and barge going on right now. That's what it's all about. Was that Andy Barber?
No, I actually don't think so. Andy Barber's in third position now, 3 positions up for a standard heat. He started, but we've seen a lot of action here for the race start. 3 wide at the start, and then we did see a bit of bashing and barging. Of course, we saw Aiden Schultz go around alongside with a few other cars, but Darren McKenzie is in the lead at the moment. 26.27 is his lap time at the moment. He's extending his gap of over 2 seconds to Wade Sheedy. We haven't seen Wade Sheedy that often through the season, but it's awesome to see him up there. He's definitely showing that he does have a lot of skill on dirt.
Yeah, Wayne Sheedy, a bit of a dark horse because a bit of an unknown on the dirt. What I am noticing in this race, Junior, is just how long the straights are at this Williams Grove track compared to a lot of the other dirt ovals that we've been to. It's got a really long straight going into each of the corners, which inevitably means that you have to work out how to actually get the power down in these cars across that straight without going through the turns. It's actually quite difficult. Oh, I tell you what, there's some action going on the back there. The Roffies, and is that oh my goodness gracious me, that's looking like it's a real mess of cars there.
Yeah,
Got cars everywhere. We got Roffies punching into the fence. Wow, I tell you what, there's going to be some middle finger split racing going on, I'd suggest, in the interval between these two races, because there's been some heavy contact between both the Schultz car there, and I think it was the one of the Roffies. You know who hasn't been up to much action, or as far as I can see so far, which is a bit surprising? Aiden Schultz. What's going on? He's having a quiet night.
Yeah, we did see him get caught up in the incident before, but we do head over to our Skypoynt replay to check out what happened at the start of the race here. We have Aiden Schultz there. It looks like he just gets tagged by one of the Roffies. Actually, no. It looks like he got into the Roffie and ended up around alongside with one of the other Roffies there. I can't see who that is, but we're heading back to our feet at the moment. Aiden Schultz is out on track. He is in his 6th position, one up from where he started. Craig Roffey, Tony Roffey, and Jai Schultz, when they got together, that did help Aiden quite a lot to get back up to the top 6. But at the moment on track, we see Jai Schultz here chasing after Tony Roffey for the 8th position. But we are heading 3 laps to go here, and Wade Sheedy's actually taken the lead of the race. I've just noticed that. That's absolutely wild. 2 seconds from Andy Barber, who's up 4 positions, and Shane Roffey, P6. What happened to Darren McKenzie? We'll have to find out very soon. He is 8 seconds and 5 seconds off the lead. But a lot of action happening here tonight. Williams Grove, different track than what we've seen. Of course, Tom, you said before that there's quite a long straight to each corners. And that's something we haven't really seen this season. So it's interesting to see how the drivers get the power down. Of course, they have 600 horsepower underneath the bonnet, and they have slick tyres. So there's nothing that really helps them grip to the road. But Wade Sheedy slinging it sideways through the last corner. Oh, no, through the first corner. He's taken the checkered flag, but a bit of a chaotic heat race, can't you say, Tom? There's been a lot happening in a very short amount of time.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of action in that race. By the looks of things, the Roffies have had a bit of a terrible disaster in that heat race, so they're going to want to back it up with a much better, final race of the evening. Who's that there? Was that Darren McKenzie just doing a nice little burnout there on the dirt? Oh, Wade's just giving his right rear, the right rear corner of that car a little bit of a narrowing. So this should be an exciting final, I'd suggest. We're going to have, I believe, about a 3-minute interval though before they get on track for the final race of the evening. I tell you what, it's probably worth the time in firstly, going through. Here's the results. Firstly, for the Skypoynt Dirt Oval Series round 4 at Williams Grove. Of course, the heat race that we've had. We had Wade Sheedy finish at the top with Andy Barber behind him, followed by Shane Roffey, Darren McKenzie, Kim Roffey, then Craig Roffey, Aiden Schultz, Tony Roffey, Jai Schultz, and Adam Ariel rounding out the top 10. Tell you what, it's going to be an interesting battle this last race. One thing, Junior, that's worth mentioning is that if people are interested or wanted to get involved in any of this action that they can see on track and all this fun stuff that's going on in the dirt, it's very easy. You can absolutely get involved, and all you need to do is obviously get an iRacing account and start your driving career on iRacing, and then have a look for Skypoynt Racing and our leagues. We have a couple of leagues, and people are more than welcome to join up, and they can hear more or read more about it at skypointracing.com.
It's a good
Yeah,
league
that's
to be a
right.
part of, and I tell you, I'm in the sprint car series, Tom. So definitely, it's a good bunch of blokes to be around. But 3 minute warm up's a little bit different. The guys get a bit of a break between races here tonight, Ryan. It's how have you seen the racing going so far?
Yeah, it's been pretty interesting. Of course, we have seen the three wide action early on, and then we did see quite a few cars get in. But ultimately, Wade Sheedy did win the race, and he is actually second last in the championship. So it looks like he's just come back into the series in
I
round
reckon.
four. He just kicked their butts really. Like took out the win straight away, and of course Andy Barb was in second. So it is also awesome to note that Andy Barb is the championship leader, 2 points away from Craig Roffey. So that does help his championship standings at the moment. But we do have one car on track at the moment. But Tom, what are you seeing? Going into 50 laps here. Cautions are on. No laps count. So
Yeah, 50 laps is a long way around here. I think it's going to be a bit of a nearly like an endurance race on dirt oval. It will be definitely one that it's going to require a bit more stamina than what that heat race did. So pacing yourself, not putting yourself in a situation that you end up getting barreled into the fence every 5 seconds is going to be very important for these guys. But yeah, it should be interesting. I think that obviously going by the form guide of that first race, people like Wade Sheedy, they're going to be right up there. The Roffies, if they can get their act together and not run into each other, will be definitely up the front. And of course, you can't go past Andy Barber and Darren McKenzie as two guys that are always up there racing competitively. And by the looks of things, if Aiden can avoid any of those dramas that are going on, I'm sure that he's going to be also playing a part in this. So yeah, it should be interesting. I think I've just about gone through the whole field and said everyone's got a good shot at this. So call me the fence sitter this evening.
yeah, that's right. And I did hear just before that this is a reverse gridded race. So Adam Ariel finishing last in the last race. He does start on pole position next to Jai Schultz, Blue Collar Auto Sports. Tony Roffey and Aiden Schultz are the second row. Craig Roffey and Kim Roffey is the Roffey third row. Darren McKenzie and Shane Roffey finish your 7th and 8th, and Andy Barber and Wade Sheedy, the race winner from last time, takes it out in the final position. So at the moment, it looks like it's the last to finish challenge for Wade Sheedy. They are underway for the 50 laps here under the safety car, but I'm looking forward to seeing this one last the first. We've seen it before.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd give the Roffies at least a 40% chance of winning this race, I got to say.
That's true. I did notice with the championship standings, it goes stars, Roffey, stars, Roffey, stars, Roffey, and then Roffey. So there's a massive chance of one of those Roffies on the top step of the podium here tonight. But safety car is out on track at the moment, pacing with Adam Ariel and Jai Schultz out the front row. But what do you think we're going to see, Tom? Are we going to see as much contact as we did for the heat race? Do you think they're going to calm themselves down a bit?
Yeah, calm and does not is not a word that I would ever use to associate with any of these drivers that you're seeing on screen right now. So I'd suggest it's going to be anything but calm. Look, I'd suggest that these guys who are starting at the front, obviously they haven't had a chance really to start at the front this race. They're the guys that essentially finished up at the back of the field in the last race, so they've got the pressure on their shoulders right now not to screw up, not to end up causing more havoc, and the guys at the back are going to be coming through real quick. So looks like we got Adam Ariel, who is leading from the front for this one, and he is underway. The rest of them are underway. By the looks of it, it's been a little bit of a calmer start to what the race was for the heat. But yeah, by the looks of things here, Adam Ariel off the front. We got, is that Aiden Schultz in second, or yeah?
Well, he's in first actually. Aiden Schultz takes out the number one spot here in the number 52 Southern Stars entry, and slowly behind him is Adam Ariel. But we are under safety car for the first time for the Skypoynt Oval Series round 4 here at Williams Grove. We'll see what happened very shortly, but this is the first caution of the night. Heading into the replay, let's see what happened.
looks like Wade Sheedy in near the back there with Darren McKenzie. And yeah, that looks like Andy Barber in fence. He got nosed in there by the looks of things by the one of the Roffy guys and Wade Sheedy by the looks of things. But he'll be all right. He'll be able to get back on the back of the field and get back moving again. Hopefully he does not lose a lap. He's in the pit lane by the looks of things.
Yeah, it looks like he had to tow to the pit lane. So let's hope that isn't too far.
Oh no, that's disastrous for Andy Barber. He's going to need to wait until his tow is completed, which does normally take a couple of minutes even. I'm not sure how long the tow is around Williams Grove, but hopefully it's not too long. But he's already now down a lap. He's going to be losing another lap. That's going to make it really difficult for him to get back through and get through this field so that he can essentially, battle and maintain his current position so he can, he's essentially battling for the lead of the championship at the moment. So this is very important for him, and it's going to be a championship defining moment possibly here. So anyway, where the lights are off on the safety car truck, and it looks like we're about to go racing again. Oh no, they're not out on the safety car. Sorry, my eyes are playing games on me. But we're just waiting for them to go back to racing now. But if Andy Barber doesn't get his act together and get his pit guys all sorted out so he can be back out racing, he's going to be in trouble.
Yeah, Andy Barber's 2 laps down. This is absolutely horrible to see for the championship leader at the moment. He's going to be furious. But I'd like to say that I know Andy really well, but he will be furious, and he will be getting his foot down and trying to get back onto the lead lap. So it's going to be a game of getting back to the lead lap for Andy Barber. Of course, we are only on lap 4 out of 50. Caution laps do not count, but the safety car is in the pit lane. Adam Ariel in the first position. He is getting ready to go, and Barney is waving the green flag here at Williams Grove for the second time. We are green. Jai Schultz looks on the inside. It looks like, Aiden Schultz just touches the barrier there. But Craig Roffey does slip through. It looks like Middle Split Racing is making the overtakes at the moment. Darren McKenzie is in 5th position, but there are cars 3 wide. And it looks like they're doing a good job to make contact. A bit of a bump with the championship. Never mind. Oh. Jesus. Oh, we've gone caution again. It looks like there's been quite a big incident there. It looks like I spoke too soon, but wow. You can't grasp how much is happening here. It's crazy. 10 cars on track, supercars on slick tyres. It's very crazy mix, but at the moment we're looking at Aiden Schultz, and it looks like it's one of the Rockets. Gets into the barrier there, and then Aiden Schultz then goes around it, and then there's a Middle Split Racing car over there. So caution was called.
Oh, and then Wade Sheedy, just for good measure, gets involved as well. Oh wow, it's all happening here.
Yeah, but good thing for Andy Barber. He's back on track. That's something to look forward to in the broadcast. He's going to be hungrier than ever, and he's going to be trying to get back to the lead lap in the Sun the Stars entry there. But looks like
one of the benefits is here, Junior, is that there's of course a lucky dog rule. Which, if anyone doesn't understand what the lucky dog rule is, what happens is each time there's a pace car in a race on one of these oval tracks, what happens is if you are the first car that is a lap down or more, but if you're the first car in terms of behind the people on the lead lap, that is and you haven't been involved in the incident at all that has caused that yellow flag, you actually are allowed to drive round and go through and basically make one of your laps back up on the field. Can be very, very handy and will be something that Andy's going to need to really try and take advantage of as we go through this race. Plenty of time to go, so there's plenty of opportunity for him to still get his laps back, as we're only lap 3 of 50 right now, because remember, the laps under safety car don't actually count. That is a critical element. It's going to make this race, as I said before, a bit of an endurance race, because it's going to actually be a long way to go. Especially when they have to be racing. Oh wow, they're all into each other here. They're back near the back of the field. Is that Darren McKenzie, or was that Aiden Schultz that's ended up on the fence on the inside there?
It looks like it's Darren McKenzie, but we did miss when they went green again. Crazy how quick these things happen. But Aiden Schultz at the moment has the lead of the race yet again. He did just before, and then the call
Oh, that was Jai Schultz nosing into the fence, and he's bounced straight back out in front of everyone else.
Yeah, that's wild. Aiden Schultz at the moment is in the lead. Of course, Jai Schultz just got involved in an incident that's now brought out the safety car. Yet again, lap 5. We're going to be here a long time, it looks like, Tom, because of course the laps do not count. So all this does is add 2 extra laps to the race, and the anticipation will keep growing. But Aiden Schultz at the moment has the lead of the motor race, 3 positions up for where he started, and he did set the quickest last lap of the race. So we'll go through and check out what happened in just a sec. But Tom, it's a pretty hairy night at the moment.
It is. I must apologise. My screen or something. It's not getting me right up to date with everything going on. It's a little bit. I'm a little bit pixelated and sounding a bit like a robot sometimes. So if I don't respond, that's probably why. But yeah, by the looks of things, very exciting race so far. We're only a few laps in, and I think that the fact that there's that laps under caution are not counted. That is that's a really big factor that's going to have to be played out with these guys, because as an actual fact, we're only 4 laps out of 50 in because we've had so many laps under safety car. So as we speak now, the safety car is about to come back in, and we've got Aiden Schultz leading them out, which is, as I said before, he's a bit of a dark horse tonight. He's been staying out of trouble, which is something different for him. Normally he's all over the accidents when we're at the dirt oval, but he's taking off now and taking a bit of a lead as we go into lap 5 of 50. We've got, of course, there Andy Barber making a move on one of the Roffy guys. He is going to be a man possessed right now because he needs to make some time back so that he can get back onto the lap of the leaders and battle the guys at the front.
Yeah, that's right. But Tom, I love to correct you and say that Andy Barber's actually on the lead lap. He's in 5th position at the moment, fighting with the Roffies. But at the moment,
how did that happen?
Not sure. Too many safety cars, but here we're under caution for the 3rd time. Let's check out what happened and see what brought out this one. Looks like we have Aiden Schultz there with 3 Roffies behind him. Let's see. Oh no, it looks like we're on the live feed, but you know what I've noticed, Tom? Aiden Schultz is out in the lead, and then it goes Roffy, Roffy, and Roffy. So he's a Roffy-fueled top 4 at the moment. But under safety car for the
I'll tell you what, Roffy.
Yeah.
Look, I can think of a few names, but maybe if there's any viewers out there wanting to play a little game, we get put words down that rhyme with Roffy. Put it in the comments. We'd love to see some words that rhyme with Roffy, because it's certainly a name that rolls off the tongue quite easily. And there is over 40% of the field made up of Roffies right now. So maybe we can give them some nicknames. So one can be called maybe, Coffee, Toffee, Boffy. I don't know, but it's we've got a car now about to come, the safety car back into the pit lane, and we're still only 5 laps in out of 50. This is going to be a bit of a marathon.
Yeah, Aiden Schultz is coming out the final corner to start lap 5. But Tom, I actually I have a bit of a I reckon they are actually bringing the safety car in early, and that's an awesome thing to do, because you know what, that makes it easier for us, for less time under safety car. Same with the drivers. But at the moment, Craig Roffy, Tony Roffy, and Shane Roffy in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th are chasing Aiden Schultz in the lead, still setting the quickest times at the moment. You got to watch Andy Barber there in the background in 5th position, and also Darren McKenzie's there with him. So those guys there for Southern Stars will be looking to getting up to their teammate Aiden Schultz there. But we have Craig Roffy chasing after Aiden Schultz. But you know who I'm looking out for at the moment? Shane Roffy. He just set the quickest last time of the race, and he's looking hungry. But you know what, Tom? You said there's a 40% chance of a Roffy winning the race, and you know what? I think it's a very big possibility with the lap times at the moment. But we haven't really seen Aiden Schultz.
Well, I'm just pointing out.
Sorry.
I'm just pointing out actual facts there, Junior. The reality is that there's 40% of the field that's made up of Roffies, so it's it's a matter of fact, an actual fact, in fact. So we're now, as we're about to enter lap 10 of 50, we are now 20% of the way through the race. And by the looks of things, Andy is starting to push his way back to the front of the field. That's really fantastic for him because it was looking dire back then when he was back a few minutes ago when he was stuck in pit lane, towing from being stuck in the fence. So it's going to be obviously now really important that he doesn't get caught up in another accident. And he is moving up quickly. So this is going to be an exciting battle as I'm about to run out of battery, guys. So unfortunately, I won't be talking for too much longer for the moment.
Yeah, that's all right. I guess we'll drag in Pete for a moment. But Pete, you're watching the race at the moment. Very awesome action here at the moment. Craig Roffey taking the lead of the motor race over Aiden Schultz and Tony Roffey. But you've been sitting back there in the background. How do you think this race? How do you think this race has gone so far?
Well, the battle is pretty much for third, fourth, fifth, and sixth with Roffey, Barber, McKenzie. And have a look at this battle. And I've noticed the lines for these Gagala cars, these 5 cars, have been almost identical as they pretty much turn in at the same time as Wade Sheedy. Takes a little bit of extra time to regather the control of the car, but the lines in this battle is pretty much been identical. That's pretty much what I wanted to point out. And the racecraft has a little bit of contact here between Andy Barber and Tony Roffey, and also Darren McKenzie in there to have a good battle as well. So my attention's on this 5 right now. Andy's going great.
Yeah, that's right. At the moment. Oh, Andy Barber gets into the side of Tony Roffey there, but you know what I've noticed, Pete, throughout this race? I've actually seen Wade Sheedy making his way through the field from 10th position from where he started. So what I anticipated at the start of this race, the first, is very real at the moment. Wade Sheedy has been setting some pretty quick lap times in his 03 entry Holden there, but we've seen 3 safety cars. It looks like it's gone a bit more quiet at the moment safety car wise, so touch wood, let's hope that we can get green to the end. But Craig Roffey, Aiden Schultz and Tony Roffey are your top 3 at the moment. Craig Roffey is showing how quick he is in the supercar, and Aiden Schultz here on screen is chasing behind him. But Craig Roffey has set the first 24-second lap time of the race, so the championship fight is definitely on between the Roffeys and the Southern Stars entries.
Yeah, it's going really well, and Darren McKenzie's there in the fight. It's starting to simmer down. You're right, Ryan. They're just starting to click over laps now. Like 16 of 50, starting to spread out a little bit. But Roffey, Schultz, and Roffey up the front and right on board, or focusing on the number 1 of Darren McKenzie. He's got Wade Sheedy. They've been having a cracking battle with this. These 5 cars start to separate. Oh.
It's getting pretty close. Yeah, it's getting pretty close between Wade Sheedy there and Darren McKenzie, the number 1 entry. He did win the last championship. We are in season 2, of course, round 4 at Williams Grove. Awesome camera work here, of course, by Peter. He's doing an amazing job as always. But Aiden Schultz isn't afraid to get his hands dirty. He is actually 5 seconds from the lead, so it's a bit more than I thought, but you know what, Pete? We haven't really seen Aiden up there in the championship. He hasn't had the best of luck at the start in his 52 Southern Stars entry here, but he's definitely maintaining quite a good lead back to Darren McKenzie. So Southern Stars and Roffeys at the moment looks like they're the most dominant teams at the moment. So this is the championship fight that we are seeing at the moment, of course. Those are the leading 2 teams in the top 7 of the championship, if I am correct. But we aren't really seeing any more cautions. But Pete, you've gotten your hands pretty dirty lately. You've been doing the sprint cars, and you've actually, if I'm correct, you've jumped in the supercars. So what do you think about the dirt supercars here?
Supercars are cool. You're probably looking at perfection here that these guys are driving, but I can't do nowhere near as clean. Lap 20, 50 rather, 30 laps to go, and yeah, we've started the race, but sort of getting down to the nitty gritty as Tony Roffey now still trying to make that a little bit of a higher line work, and Darren McKenzie is trying to cut in and use a little bit of that low line. So different angles there that we just seen, but Roffey's starting to put the pressure on Craig, Aiden and Darren. That's your provisional sort of top three at the minute, but well, we stay green hopefully for long periods.
Yeah, that's right. We have around 29 laps remaining in the race. We are here on lap 22 out of 50. Roffey and Schultz at the moment in second position. We're looking at him at the moment. He is still keeping a pretty good gap to Darren McKenzie, although Darren does seem that he's catching up, as you can see right in the background there, with him out on track. But racing supercars on dirt is not an easy task at all. 600 horsepower under the bonnet and slick tyres. I've driven supercars on dirt before in a couple of their practice sessions, and I can tell you it's some of the most difficult kind of driving you can do, because you do not have grip in the car. Just the amount of horsepower that these supercars have is unreal, so it's hard to keep the car pointing in the right direction. But we can see these 10 drivers at the moment, although there's Jai Schultz and Adam Ariel laps down. You can tell that these 10 drivers out on track are extremely skilled at what they do, because it is not easy to drive these beasts on dirt, but seems to be calming down at the moment. If you guys do at home, if you guys have a rig at home and you're looking at jumping into the league that you can see on screen at the moment, all you need is a wheel, a computer that will run iRacing, and you can get the car and track and jump in with these guys. This league is completely free on your Friday nights, and matter of fact, I'll run through what the Skypoynt leagues do have to offer. On Tuesday night, you have your NASCAR Truck Series, broadcasted by none other than Peter Gredden, LRE Sports Network. On Thursday night, you have the Sprint Cars, the fortnightly series that is not broadcasted, but it's a whole lot of fun to jump in. And then, of course, you have your Friday Supercar Dirt here, which is, of course, broadcasted by none other than Pete again. But this is also run fortnightly to the DSL Supercars that the driver Aiden Schultz, out on track at the moment, actually runs and does an amazing job at running. So if you do want to jump in there, you just I'm not sure if entries are still open, but if they are, then feel free to jump in and have a crack. But 23 laps to go. I've said what I pretty much burnt myself out of what to say. Why don't you take over for a little bit, Pete?
Yeah, well, these leaders are doing pretty good job, as Aiden Schultz just goes a little bit high and hits that that top little bit of Armco there. But Craig Roffey seems to have this sort of in a comfortable position. He's 6.3 seconds. You don't really hear about that on ovals, but 6.3 seconds is the lead. Roffey and Schultz and McKenzie. The field's starting to separate a little bit. Well, the middle split boys of Tony, Shane and Kim, well, they're having a little bit of a harder night in the office, probably a little bit further down than what we'd expect them. But you can't win them all. They've been a successful team. But Roffey, Schultz and McKenzie, it's your top three. And Craig Roffey's up 4 position, as is Darren McKenzie. So they're up some positions. Have a look at them. Just Andy Barber now, the number 2, just chuck his car in there and get that turn. So
yeah, that's right. And matter of fact, speaking about Andy Barber out on track, he's in the 6th position there for his Southern Stars number 2, the championship leader at the moment. But Craig Roffey at the moment in the 2nd position in the championship is leading the motor race. So we're seeing the fight of the championship at the moment, but Andy Barber's racing, trying to make some moves and bring his number 2 further in the field. But matter of fact, speak about Andy Barber, why don't we jump on board with Darren McKenzie racing with Aiden Schultz there in the Southern Stars entry, and we'll just have a quick break, and we'll get back to you in a few laps.
just enjoying a lap and the sounds of a supercar around this awesome dirt track. And we're back under caution again for around about the fourth time here tonight. We thought it was safe to go on a lap. They kept it nice green running. Fifth caution of the night, with 17 laps to go. Shane Roffey, Craig Roffey and a couple of the others had a little bit of an incident. We'll go have a look at a Skypoynt action replay and get down and see what happened. So just reiterates middle split just not having the most excitement night. It all looks good here. Oh,
Yeah,
just
looks
clipped
like
that
he-
wall. I think Andy Barber done that in the last one as well, Ryan. So that's interesting. Maybe a little bit of an edge to that corner of the Armco there. But it's grabbed 2 cars so far, back under caution.
Yeah, that's right. Looks like in the replay that we just saw before, it looks like he just the car just pointed in too much from what he expected, and he did make contact. But we're going to jump over to the replay yet again and check out what happened here. We're on board with car 61, Shane Roffey. Looks like he came into the corner, and it looks like he actually came in a bit too early than he expected and just made contact there. And then, as you can see, looks like iRacing did the barrier did eat him up a bit and spin him back out. But it's good that he got spat back out the barrier. We didn't see that much luck for Andy Barber earlier on, where he did need to tow because iRacing didn't let him go. And but yeah, the lights are out in the safety car again. It looks like Andy Barber, I assume, has been bringing in the safety car a bit early to make sure that everything stays on the green. Don't like a caution-filled race here, Pete. But Craig Roffey at the moment still has the lead of the race with Aiden Schultz behind. Aiden's been there or thereabouts all race, so keep an eye on him. He's been doing extremely well. Darren McKenzie and Tony Roffey, 3rd and 4th. Wade Sheedy and Andy Barber, the 2 quick drivers that we saw in the heat race, where they finished 1 and 2, with Wade Sheedy finishing 1st. Shane Roffey and Kim Roffey, Roff Troff, 7th and 8th, with Jai Schultz and Adam Arrow ending the grid at the moment. So everyone's out on track. We've gone green again. Craig Roffey is off to an awesome start with Aiden Schultz and Darren McKenzie from Southern Stars chasing after him. But Wade Sheedy looks like he's just getting a bit wide out there in the first and second corner there, but he's got in the car pointed nice and straight, and he's going back down the back straight ahead of Andy Barber. But Pete, bit of a spicing things up yet again here for the Skypoynt Oval League. So what are you expecting? They're all bunched together. What do you think we're going to see now that they are all nose to rear?
Well, they're doing pretty well, aren't they, to get these things restarted yet again. And a little bit of a battle we're watching here, 4th and 5th. Wade Sheedy is throwing it in, throwing it all at it. And he's back there in 5th, up 5 where he started, trying to do the rear to start entry from Wade. He was a little bit further back in the field, but good bits of battling. We'll probably see a couple more cautions as we go caution again, Ryan. So we're back under caution, 16 laps to go. Unfortunate, caution did breed another one.
Yeah, that's right. It looks like we actually had 4 cautions, if I'm correct, at the start of the race, and then it all evened out. And now we're jumping back into caution, so bunching it up for the final 16 laps of the race. The safety car will be brought in very shortly, but at the moment, Craig Roffey and Darren McKenzie are 1st and 2nd, so watch out for that.
We go have a look at a replay. This is what brought out the caution, Ryan. So that's Shane Roffey fighting with Andy Barber, and I wonder if so that's I think that's the same replay, but that's the only thing to come up. So I think that is a replay of the caution before the caution, Ryan. But can't see much more after that.
What I can notice is I actually think that is not the same caution as before. The car did get spat out a different way, but looks like Middle Split Racing has been struggling. Actually, Middle Split Racing and Southern Stars with Andy Barber have been struggling with getting the car overturned and then clipping that barrier. But it's an easy mistake to make in these. These drivers are driving such a fine line to get the car around this circuit. But we'll call it a circuit, I'll call it an oval. But we are green yet again. Craig Roffey out in the lead above Darren McKenzie and Aiden Schultz is following behind, so it looks like Southern Stars is very hungry to get up to Craig Roffey. But championship standings, Darren McKenzie's third at the moment. He's chasing over Craig Roffey, so Andy Barber down in 6th position. Looks like he might lose the championship lead, but Darren McKenzie right behind. Looks like he's going to pick it back up if he can get this move done. But Craig Roffey is running away with the lead at the moment. But yeah, biggest mover of the race, Darren McKenzie in 2nd position, as we see some side-by-side action. But we've gone under caution yet again. And who's the Southern Stars entry there? I can't quite see. Might need you to pick that up for me, Pete.
It's car 52, Aiden Schultz, just has a bit of a moment there. We'll see, just probably got a couple of green racing here. We watched a little bit of a battle, him and Darren having a good crack. Gets a little bit hot in there, a bit hot on the exit. And that is 3 from 3 replays, Ryan, because you were correct that the second shot, and Andy Barber in the fence there, probably should have held on that replay a little bit more. But I think that's the same bit of track, mate. I think there is a little bit of an edge on that Armco, because 3 incidents there. Unlucky. Shane's got 2 of them, and Aiden just copped another one. I think a little bit, way down the track. That not the exact spot, but that's what I think what happened there, mate. He just clipped that wall. We'll go back have another look. I think the trucks, the lights are still on. I brought out the caution. It gets a little bit loose, and see if I can get a different angle on it when he hit the wall. So that is the same spot too, Ryan. Yeah. So interesting.
You know what I think, Pete? I reckon it's a supercar magnet in that corner. But looking at the replay, I couldn't see that I couldn't see if there was any bumps or anything. So I just think the drivers are going in there quite shallow as they did before, not expecting the car to slide out quite as much as they did before, and then obviously it would overcorrect and then go into the barrier. But with green, yet again, Craig Roffey out in the lead at the moment. He's been comfortably in the lead for quite a long time, so we'll see if he can get interrupted by Wade Schutte. He's brought himself into the 3rd position, so keep an eye out for him. As always, he was quite quick in the heat one that we saw earlier, but Craig Roffey already bringing out quite a decent lead above the other drivers. So middle split racing, 4 out of 10 cars, quite a big chance for them to secure the 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it looks like they can only get a 1, 2, 3 at the moment, but Darren McKenzie is chasing after Craig Roffey, and chasing after Darren McKenzie is Wade Schutte. But a few cars are in the wall. Looks like the track has evolved quite much to where the cars have been gripping up more than they thought. So you do see quite different track surfaces, track to track, that we go throughout the season. So I reckon there's a possibility that this surface is quite more grippy than the rest that we've gone to. But it looks like Craig Roffey is extending his gap over Darren McKenzie and Wade Schutte. He's doing an amazing job at holding that gap, but Wade Schutte up 7 positions. Darren McKenzie is up 5, and Craig Roffey is up 4. So we see quite a few position changes here, Pete. But yeah, it looks like 10 laps to go, so we only have 1/5 of the race remaining. So what do you think will happen here? Do you think Wade Schutte can pass Darren McKenzie and then steal the win, or do you think Craig Roffey has this in the bag?
Too early to say. I think even with half a lap to go, it's probably too early to say, because this battle's really heating up in the middle. But Craig Roffey leading the way, and these two guys battling out. And I've just noticed in probably the last 30 seconds or the last lap and a half probably that Darren McKenzie's starting to get away. And I think that's the exit from Sheedy's really throwing it in. The track looks nice out there, and if it slickens up, it gets a little bit quicker for him. And Wade Schutte a little bit sideways there. Nelly was another victim to there, but Craig Roffey is really turning on a show and starting to break away. And so is Darren McKenzie from Wade Schutte. So a bit of a mistake there, but these 3 guys, they're having a cracker.
Yeah, it looks like the drivers, I can see that they look like they're avoiding that barrier. As I said before, I reckon they're a bit anxious from what's been happening, but we do see Adam Ariel there getting lapped for the 4th time here tonight. 7 laps to go. Quite a lot of racing at the moment, but at the moment, my focus at the moment is Darren McKenzie and Wade Sheedy, because oh, look at that move. He's thrown the car in and it's sticking to the road. Something we don't really see that much, but it looks like Wade Sheedy has fallen back quite a bit from Darren McKenzie. Darren McKenzie looks like he's on the charge for Craig Roffey. He's hungry and he's coming, so we'll see what happens here. We'll focus up at the front here. Craig Roffey 4 positions up with Darren McKenzie 5, so it's a Southern Stars and Middle Split Racing fight for the championship lead. As we can see here, they're fighting extremely hard, throwing it into the corners, and the car's actually sticking, Pete. So I reckon the track's evolved quite well.
Yeah, track conditions looks pretty good out there for supercars. If, well, it's not asphalt, but probably it's good for these guys. They're handling it well. Darren McKenzie's on the charge, but as we got a car around, out of sequence car there, that was, so he wasn't racing for position. Craig Roffey leads Wade Sheedy, and now Sheedy just put the press on McKenzie, so good little battle here. So lead changes. Josh Schultz is involved as that one. He's got a lap down, but Wade Sheedy got that position, and Darren McKenzie hits back, so really starting to send in the final stage of this race. Ryan, 3 laps to go here for the Skypoynt Dirt Oval Series. How good is it? Wade throws it in, and too much. Gets away with it. Gets away with it.
Yeah, like I said before, I reckon the track is pretty grippy at the moment, because if this was early in the race, he would have been gone and we would have had another caution. But now the battle at the moment, Darren McKenzie and Wade Sheedy. We see on screen here, Darren McKenzie is above Wade Sheedy, but Wade Sheedy is coming. 2 laps to go. Craig Roffey looks like he's quite a distance ahead, 3 seconds, so he is out, and I frankly don't think that anyone would be able to catch him within the next 2 corners. But Darren McKenzie, Wade Sheedy fighting bumper to bumper. They're heading into the final corners at the moment. Is Wade Sheedy going to make a move here? Oh, looks like he is a bit too far away, but Craig Roffey does take the win. And Darren McKenzie and Wade Sheedy 2nd and 3rd position. Not that much of eventful racing here, Pete, I must say, apart from the awesome cautions and crashes that we always get for the Skypoynt Dirt Oval Series. So 10 cars here tonight. Quite a small field, but still gave us some pretty good racing to look at. But look at him, he's celebrating, he's happy. Craig Roffey is excited. He's just secured the win, and it looks like he has taken the lead of the championship. So we'll get ready to speak to them very shortly. We will head into the finishing order in just a moment, but it's been quite eventful racing here tonight, Pete. What do you think is gonna happen going into round 5?
Well, a bit of the same like we've seen every week, isn't it? So the guys are turning it on, but Craig Roffey, have a look at these celebratory burnouts. He kept his nose clean and kept the car relatively straight. I know it sounds pretty weird coming from we're on dirt here, but he kept it clean all night, kept his car fast and out the front, and wins by about a margin of 2.5 seconds. So that's a great win for Middle Split. And McKenzie and Sheedy having a great battle. That was good to watch towards the end of the race too, with Darren McKenzie becoming, victorious out of that little battle, and just off an effort of Wade Sheedy. But that was definitely a good battle. Andy Barber finishing 4th after not a great start, and he'll probably say the same, that everything went wrong at the start, and still got a top 5 though, so that's awesome. Roffey, Schultz, Josh Schultz, and Ariel. So there's that little theme song that we've been working on just about there, but with a couple of Schultzes in there, Ryan.
Yeah, that's right. We've seen some pretty good racing here tonight, but we are getting ready to bring in the drivers. I can't see Wade Sheedy in the podium room, but if he does jump in, I will bring him in. But we're bringing in the podium at the moment. Darren McKenzie, Craig Roffey here, and then now bringing in Wade Sheedy. All right, Wade Sheedy, good race. Third position here tonight. You secured the win for the heat race. How do you think you went here tonight, jumping in for round 4?
Yeah, I completely winged it, to be honest. I don't really enjoy dirt ovals with a supercar, but I seem to find something tonight, so yeah, it was all right.
Well, you said you don't enjoy it, but you're quick. But Pete, do you have anything to say to Wade?
Yeah, Wade, you're nuts, mate. It's what do you think, mate? Did you think just send it and you'll try and get Mackenzie? Good little battle going on through there. You just sent it too hard. You probably almost could have come second there, but yeah, it's a good little battle, wasn't it, mate? You did send it, but it's a good P3 win.
Yeah, I'll just bit of cars, mate. Turn right to go left, and I did turn a bit too far to the right and overcooked it a bit. So that's how I ended up back in P3.
Yeah, we did have quite a few cautions at the start, and then it did kind of even out through the middle of the race. So, what were you thinking going in that? Were you trying to get into a pattern and a rhythm and just try and gain on the competitor ahead of you, or were you just waiting for when the cautions were going to happen towards the back end of the race?
Oh, you just got to try to get the car gripped up and make as many positions as you can while you can. Otherwise, if you get a caution, sometimes you might end up dropping back a couple of spots.
Yeah, and that's right. But also, the final question that I have for you before you jump in with the remainder of your sponsors, the track seemed to quite grip up towards the end of the race. Did you feel like the track evolved quite grippy at the end, or did you just get used to how the car was acting in that certain session?
I think once the tyres heat up, a bit of rubber does get down as well, but you still get your slippery spots as well. So, yes, the track was getting faster, but if you overcooked it a little bit, you're going to wash out a bit too, which I found out a few times.
Perfect. Thanks, Wade. Is there anything else that you'd like to add, Pete, before we run him through sponsors?
No, you pretty much covered it all here, Wade. Congrats on your P3, mate. Shout out to the people that get you here, mate.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Big thanks to Pilbara Gaming Hub, Tom Price, for all the continued support. Phones and stuff, Tom Price as well. Another one that gives us good support. Kookaburras Cafe. Thanks for the support there, guys. And you guys for putting on the broadcast and the series.
Thanks,
It's
Wade.
something I'm not usually into, this sort of stuff, but it is a bit of fun as well at the same time.
Thanks, Wade. Appreciate it very much, and hope you do jump in for next round. But
See how we go.
yeah, but Darren McKenzie, you came second, 5 positions up from where you started. You did have quite a good battle with Wade Sheedy at the end there, but like I said before, there was quite a few cautions at the start of the race. How did you feel going in towards the middle of the race? Did you anticipate any more cautions, or were you just trying to gain?
Yeah, well, after the start, it's those cautions. I got caught out in one of them and got turned sideways and dropped to the back. So pretty much when the green run started, I was starting from 10th. So it was, yeah, I was sweating away. I forgot to take my jumper off and I was sweating like a pig, working like one too. And it was tough. And Craig, yeah, by the time I caught him, I just had nothing for him.
Yeah, you've always shown that you have the pace. You kind of in other leagues, you kind of like, for example, for the truck series, you always kind of sit back and then you move forwards towards the end of the race. But obviously, here on dirt, it's a bit more. It's a bit difficult to gain positions. Of course, the cars the majority sideways. But the shout out to your sponsors who gets you here, and yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Skypoynt, Tiona Holiday Park, and Mish's XL Garage, and yeah, all the guys at the team at Southern Stars Esports, and yourselves at the broadcasting and LR Esports for the putting on the show.
Awesome, Darren. Is there anything that you'd like to add, Pete?
No, great race. Darren made it, like I said, I can't keep us at supercar straight in on the circuits, let alone on dirt. So he's doing a good job. He's put on a good show, mate. But congratulations to P2 for this round. Come back next week.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll be back next week, hungrier than ever. So someone's got to try and put it to Craig.
Congrats on your
And-
P2, mate.
All right,
Thank
thanks, Darren. Championship winner from last season coming in here for round 4 and bringing out the second position. But Craig Roffey, you won the race 4 positions up from where you started, and you have shown your dominant pace throughout the season. But Craig, how do you think your race went? Is it what you wanted, or do you think there's some things that you could have done better?
Hey fellas, thanks for the win. Yeah, that track's awesome. For that's definitely a drifter's track. You just scandal in and just hold it. Use the throttle to steer it. Of course, I definitely wanted to come in to win. Got it. Over the moon. So yeah.
Yeah, and if I'm correct, you actually stole the championship lead from Andy Barber, unfortunately getting stuck in the barrier and going a few laps down when he did need to tow. But you've shown the pace throughout the whole race, and no rhyme intended. But is there anything else that you would have done differently coming into it, or is it just what you wanted?
I would have got like to have got a bit of practice. I only got the track yesterday, and then I only got home from work at 7:15, and then I had to quickly eat and then jump on. So I had no practice. The only practice I had was the official session practice, and then just so happened that I topped that one, and then Darren got me in the qualifying, and then yeah, got the race. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah, that's right. 10 cars here tonight, and he did fill up 4 spots. So
Yeah,
there's quite
pretty good odds.
yeah, there's a pretty good odds of a win, and we've seen throughout the championship that the middle split racing fellas are extremely quick. Is there anything else that you want to add, Pete?
Yeah, good win, Craig, first and foremost. It was pretty good for you, and you would have been liking or welcoming rather the battle going on behind you in those closing stages of the race, because we had a bit of green running at the end and those guys heating up behind you. You just keep your eyes forward, or were you mindful? Probably welcoming it, I guess.
When Mackenzie was sitting right behind me, I was a bit worried. And then I saw Wade come through, and then they started to have a bit of battle, and then I got some breathing space. So then I just kept looking behind and saw the gap. So I was just keeping my pace, and yeah, come out with the win.
Quite comprehensive too, mate. 2.52 seconds, I believe, was the gap between you and Mackenzie. So congrats on your first, and back to Ryan.
Yes, Pete.
Thanks, Pete. But Craig, middle split racing, number 030, you've shown your dominance throughout the season. You've obviously taken out the win tonight. You're going to be absolutely stoked. But who do you want to thank? Any sponsors that got you here? And yeah, that's pretty much.
Yeah. First of all, the middle split racing fellas. Just bunch of champions to work with. They're with Rockdale Volkswagen and Flash Graphics. Skypoynt for putting on the series, and LR Esports and Pete for the broadcasting, and you, Ryan, as well. Top job.
Thanks, Craig. We appreciate it very much, but let's wrap the broadcast up now. We've seen a very awesome race here. 50 laps here at Williams Grove. Safety cars galore at the start and the finish of the race. We did have a bit of quiet space in the middle, but as always, some awesome racing here. Craig Roffey, Darren McKenzie, and Wade Sheedy, your podium here tonight, running you through the LRE Sports broadcast leagues. On Tuesday night, we head to the Skypoynt NASCAR trucks at 7:30, so stay tuned for that. Wednesday, you have the AX Supercars Championship at 8:30, and then, of course, on your Supercars Dirt / your DSL Supercars, those are fortnightly, and that's at 7:30. So stay tuned every Friday for your Supercars action. Skypoynt runs the Tuesday NASCAR trucks, which is broadcasted here, as I said before. Thursday night sprint cars are fortnightly also. So if you want to jump in, feel free to jump into the Skypoynt Oval Series at skypointracing.com. And then, of course, we have the Friday Supercar Dirt. But it's been an awesome race. We've seen quite a lot of action throughout the race. And we also had Tom Pritchard here in the broadcast booth. Came here after a blackout, and he's done an amazing job. But that's me, Pete, and Tom here in the broadcast booth. So thanks for watching. Join us back next week on the LRE Sports pages for your Supercars racing. See you shortly.